Nice peaceful day. So I have come out, just spend time with God. Psalm 46:10 tells us to be still and know that I am God. I'm going to be still today in God's presence and just enjoy the peace and tranquility and the good heavens. You know, the Bible does say be still before God. The Bible does teach us to enjoy God's presence, but what do you do when that happens? In 1 Kings chapter 19, the prophet Elijah had gone through some difficult things. First of all, he'd confronted the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel in chapter 17. Beautiful, beautiful chapter in which he confronts these prophets of this false god, and there's this miraculous thing that happens in which he defeats 450 prophets. He's the only prophet standing for the true God versus 450 of the other prophets. But after that victory, the queen threatened his life and he ran away. And it says in chapter 19, starting in verse 9, he came to a cave and lodged in it. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He said, "I've been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword, and I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away." Then he said, "Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord." And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore the mountains and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" Sometimes life throws us a lot of different things. And sometimes it's very hard to hear God. And it's very fascinating that in Elijah's life, when things got really difficult, what he had to do is he had to go and he had to wait. And he had to listen. And God spoke in a still, small, quiet whisper. You see, life is loud. Life is chaotic. We need to learn how to be still in the midst of the chaos so that we can listen to what God has to say. How do we do that? Just be still. That phrase, be still, it literally means cease striving. In other words, stop fighting the chaos for just a moment and focus on God. As a matter of fact, if you just take time to close your eyes or lay down, whatever makes you comfortable, and just focus on your breath, focus on breathing. So that you can focus on the moment. Just quiet yourself before God. Then you can listen. And that's what he wants. So when the sheep blow up around you, I guess, just close your eyes, take some deep breaths. And be still. And know God is still God.